Alright, I'm gonna display this Lego Captain Marvel set that I bought over here last week. Can you see me here with the Lego Captain Marvel display? With the Lego Captain Marvel display. I also got some Lego Boden here. These are just for display. I might do something like this in the next review. Nope, anyone got no problems with Legos? Good. Now straight to the review.
Like we used to do.
So Captain Marvel is the next MCU movie, the 21st Marvel movie to be released in 2019 before Avengers Endgame, and it's the first female lead Marvel movie ever made, and this movie is directed by some couple. Now, the movie tells the story of Carol Danvers, who is currently a Kree soldier, and then suddenly tries to rethink of a memory as they're trying to take down the invasion of the Skrulls, which I'll get to that soon. Don't know if I could say that, but however, she has to go back to Earth and relive her memories by meeting with the help of Nick Fury and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. while trying to take down an invasion that is about to take over Earth. This morning I woke up and I just realized that Captain Marvel is out now, and I feel like I had no interest. I was just, busy doing other things, and the problem is I had no hype for this movie. I mean, I got tickets to watch Captain Marvel, and I was happy to be watching a Marvel movie. I walked into theaters, the same theater when I watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and say, well, I'm gonna watch a Marvel movie. Great, yay. So I still watch this, I still walk into this movie as seeing a Marvel movie. And however, Captain Marvel is somewhat different, unlike any of those Marvel movies, and that's what I want to say about this movie. The movie was completely different. I really had no expression whatsoever when I'm watching this movie, but I did throughout the third act of this film. What I want to say about Captain Marvel was that this is different, unlike any of those MCU movies that you used to get. Usually in MCU movies you get those fun action scenes, you get a great battle sequence. Well, in Captain Marvel you get the same thing, but it's kind of cheap and it's somewhat made in a very simple way, and that's what I want to say about Captain Marvel, which I'll get to that later. The movie takes place in the 90s, and those of you who are born in the 90s might find it experienceable watching this movie. Maybe you might have a relation with it, especially in the 80s, because however this movie was told in a different way. The movie starts off like, as we already know everything from Captain Marvel, it starts off as like an animated episode. You know the characters already, so you know what they're gonna do in this movie. The movie starts like that. It doesn't have like a backstory or some part of it, but however, it's still an MCU movie. It's still enjoyable. For 2 hours and 24 minutes, I guess there should have been more that could have been added to the movie, but this movie is overall fine. However, there's some great moments in this movie. I didn't feel the humor until the third act of the film. There's some times where there are 90s music being played in this movie. I mean, if some of you know some 90s music, maybe you'll get to see those in this film. This movie somewhat goes through flashbacks, so it's not told chronologically. That's what I mean. It's somewhat told like from what you already know and then going back to the past. So in every scene there's a time where Carol Danvers just goes back to the past. Oh yeah, and someone Carol Danvers is mostly being called Verse. That's what I can say about it. I mean, there were some great plot twists, there were some great expectations from the film, but from a short film like this movie is just, it's just really well made, but it's still enjoyable nonetheless. So it's not really as big as other Marvel movies as we get, where you get humor and you get great characters. I mean, I'm not saying that I hate this movie, because I don't. Because I remember when I waked up, I hope that none of you is gonna hate this movie, and suddenly I find out that the movie is overall fine. And when I walk in this movie, well, it's overall fine. And I have to say that this movie is not like, I'm not gonna say it's not the bad Marvel movie, because it isn't as bad as what you think. Maybe for some of you, we might find it bad, but to me, I just find it, it's just, it's a fine movie that you can enjoy. It's a fine movie that you can watch. So I'm not saying it's bad, not at all. But throughout the second act of this movie, I think I want to see this for a second view. But if you just look at a second view, I could relate this. Now, listen to me carefully. I could relate this movie with a modern war situation, with politics situation. I'm not going to bring in politics or either my religion here, but I could just relate to that. If you pay attention to the war that's happening, I really want to tell you what's going on in the movie, but I don't want to because that involves spoilers, and this is a non-spoiler review that I'm trying to put out. But however, I just, feel like I can relate this movie to a modern war, which I might have to tell some of my teachers about this. Because if you take a look at Black Panther last year, congratulations on winning the Best Picture. My English teacher's friend, Ryan Coogler, congratulations on winning the Oscars and also nominated. Now, if you take a look at Black Panther, this talks about racial problems and proving that black people are also better, just like the white people, and that's what Black Panther wants to say. And also, Shuri's character is about a smart girl, and that's a great role model. Captain Marvel has that female role model in it, but to me, it's more about the war that needs to be talked about. It's about trusting and talk about reliving on the memories, and that's something that's interesting about Captain Marvel. Now, the characters, yes, you get Brie Larson playing as Carol Danvers. She did great in this film. There's some flashbacks, like I said, that you're gonna have to revolve to. And keep in mind throughout the whole film, she's mostly called Verse by her last name. There's a backstory to it. This actress here, the black sidekick, she's also great in this film. Fury has 2 eyes. You got Bad Mendelsohn as Talos, and I thought he's great. I thought Talos was great. I thought the Skrulls were surprising, and that's what I want to say about the Skrulls. They're very surprising. And also as the Kree, I mean, Jude Law's great. You get some of the great Kree characters. Now, not to mention, I think I've seen you two in the same movies before. And I'm going to tell you to guess what movie was that. They're in the same movie, but they're against each other. You guess what movie it is. I'll give you a hint. Frisbee. You don't know who that is? Well, just do research. She's also in the movie with those 2 guys. Nope, give up? Okay, good. Maybe you should watch some of my previous movie reviews. But nonetheless, Jude Law is also great in this film. I mean, all the characters are great. They're enjoyable. And also Goose. I think I want this cat. I just want this cat. Also, nonetheless, for you Marvel fans, you might want to take a look at the Marvel logo, the MCU logo. You might want to take a look at that. It's very, very respectable and nonetheless hilarious. And also, the after credits are surprising for those who are looking forward to Endgame. So I have to say this, but Captain Marvel is marvelous. No, really, that's not what I'm gonna say. That's okay. That's just a word. You know me for giving a movie rating, because I don't do numbers or like stars or grades. So I just do it based on my words of what I'm gonna say. The word describe whether it's good or not. So I'm gonna say Captain Marvel is the best Marvel movie that can still be enjoyable. That's all I can say about this movie, because I walked in this movie with no expression at all whatsoever, expecting that it's a great Marvel movie, because I know that Marvel has been making great Marvel movies, and they're still making characters that are still enjoyable, and until now, for 10 years, 11 years now, they're still standing. And for 21st movie, Captain Marvel being one of them, it's still okay. It's still the best. But yeah, that was my review on a Captain Marvel. Have you seen it? What you think of the movie? Let me know in the comments below. Guys, I'm really frustrated right now. If I know what you're thinking. Where's my IMAX critic? Well, I didn't watch this movie in IMAX, but if I'm feeling frustrated at the moment, I think I might go for a second time in IMAX, because bigger is better. It's a blast experience in IMAX and also Dolby. God, what else movie I can watch in March? Triple Frontier. Might want to see that. Maybe you want me to review. I'll go for it. Has a great cast in it. Us. I'm thinking of watching personally because I got a coupon to spend on. But yeah, that was my review on Captain Marvel. Here's the outro. That is all for this video. If you do enjoy this video, give it a like. That would be very helpful. And in the description, you'll find the link so you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Google+. I appreciate you guys for watching this, and I'll see you another time. Bye-bye.